With us here on set, we're going to start with the French carmaker Peugeot Citroën. They're getting ready to sign off a huge new investment in the company a little later today on this evening.
Yeah, the company's supervisory board is meeting today, this after its executive board met yesterday. It's expected to formally sign off on a plan which will see the Chinese carmaker Dongfeng take a 14% stake in the company for €800 million. The French government is also going to invest in the carmaker, taking an equivalent stake of 14%. This after ministers promised that PSA would remain in French hands. All in all, we'll see the carmaker getting about €3 billion in this cash injection, and it's badly needed, as Oliver Farry now explains.
PSA Peugeot Citroën and Chinese car builder Dongfeng are set to sign a new deal to inject more capital into the struggling company. The memorandum, agreed to be signed Tuesday, will see Dongfeng and the French government invest €800 million each for a 14% stake equal to the Peugeot families.
The state has come to the help of PSA. It has guaranteed the banks who gave credit to motorists to buy their cars to the tune of €7 billion. So it is the state, then, that is assuring PSA's resistance in a period of falling European sales.
A sale of new shares to existing shareholders will dilute the family's 25% stake and also its 38% voting share, which until now allowed it to veto board decisions. That means it will lose overall control of the company for the first time since it was founded over 200 years ago. The capital injection will in total be worth €3 billion, a vital boost to a company that has been hit by a collapse in European sales. PSA has been forced to cut 8,000 jobs in France and last year shut its Aulnay-sous-Bois plant north of Paris. The deal will ease access to the Chinese market, the world's largest. A silver lining as Peugeot announces its annual results for 2013 and Carlos Tavares takes over as the company's CEO.
Now, who exactly are Dongfeng and why are they interested in a struggling French carmaker? Well, that's the question I put earlier to our correspondent in Beijing, Paul James.
Now, for Dongfeng, this represents an opportunity to really create a brand for themselves and get themselves out there on the international market a little bit more. Of course, a couple of years ago, a Chinese car company called Geely made a big splash when they bought out the Volvo brand. And so I think the prevailing theory here is that Dongfeng is trying to do the same thing and get themselves involved with a very reputable international car company. The question is, how well are the investors going to enjoy this? The shares in Hong Kong have been frozen today, pending the announcement tomorrow. So we'll see how investors like it. But as far as the company is concerned, I think the Dongfeng Motors is going to be fairly happy with how this worked out for them.
Just before we leave this story, some good news on top of that for PSA this morning. Their car sales rose by 7.5%, 7.4% in fact in January, according to new figures out this morning. That's after the company saw a fall of almost 5% in January 2013. Renault, meanwhile, were up 13.4%. While the total across the EU of new car registrations in January was up 5.5%. Has said France lagging largely behind that trend. New car sales in France were up by only 0.5%.
OK, that's enough cars. Take us through what's happening on the rest of the markets today.
I'm going to tell you more things about cars with the markets. However, we'll start with the figures here in Europe. It's been a broadly positive but fairly flat open to trading today in Europe. French retailer Casino here in Paris, their shares up over 2.5% after reporting an 18% increase in 2013 profits. Just on that car story we were talking about, shares in PSA up 0.6% this morning in Paris, while the other car makers that didn't do so well, Fiat, for example, their shares are down in Italy. Over in Asia, the Hang Seng and the Kospi, fairly flat day in trading. The Nikkei, though, the star performer, up over 3%. This after the Bank of Japan said it was maintaining its accommodative monetary policy and expanding to key lending programs. More optimism there for the economy.
I'm convinced this one is not about cars. Another company moving on the markets today, the world's biggest mining firm.
Yes, definitely not cars this time. BHP Billiton reporting profits, half-year profits of over $8 billion as the company cut costs to battle lower commodity prices. That's 83% higher than the net profit figure the Anglo-Australian firm reported in 2012. The company's shares up over 2% in Sydney this morning.
Now, finally, they were style icons of their time. Were they really, Stephen?
Yes, they were.
OK, they were.
Stuart.
Style icons of the time. But it turns out that ABBA may have been motivated by nothing but money, money, money.
Yeah, this is according to a book to mark 40 years since ABBA won the Eurovision with Waterloo. Bjorn has revealed the outlandish costumes were not only trend-setting. Stuart, I'm sure you wearing something different, similar.
Definitely.
But they also said they're useful for tax reasons. This is because Swedish tax laws allow them to deduct the cost of the outfits from their tax bill, as long as the costumes were so outrageous that they could not be worn on the street, apparently.
Or on set.
Yeah, now Bjorn did say, in his honest opinion, we looked like nuts in those years. No one can have been as badly dressed on stage as we were. But I suppose since they got it off their tax bill, it's a bit of a winner-takes-it-all situation.
Oh, well, you see, I knew there'd be another ABBA pun in there, and I was going to use it myself, and he stole it from me, and I can't think of another one now. Take a chance on me, Stephen Carroll, here with the business news here on Fosbank. Flo was looking very, very enviously at those costumes. I think she desperately wants to pull on some high-heeled boots, don't you, Flo?
One tomorrow.
You could have them on her knee, you never know. Let's have a look at the international papers, shall we? Italy is in the spotlight after the president asked Matteo Renzi, the mayor of Florence, to form a new government.
That's right. And this, of course, comes after the Prime Minister Enrico Letta resigned on Friday.